1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move. Whatever click you choose. Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. So today we have a very extremely important guest, and Miss Farrah Mitchell. She's an expungement attorney. She recently sponsored a few of my episodes, and I got a big response. So I thought it was extremely important to bring her on here and let her tell you guys exactly what she does. So please introduce yourself, Miss Mitchell.
Hello, everyone. Yard down. I'm Farrah Mitchell. I'm an expungement attorney, and I also do criminal defense. I specialize in habitual offenders. I'm located in North Carolina. However, I do nationwide work. I use federal laws and U.S. State Supreme Court laws in my motions and my pleadings. So I'm able to work with those all over the country.
And I think you have a very interesting story on how you started practicing law and how you got into law. So can you give us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, so I had two brothers that were incarcerated in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for over a year and no bond. And my mother was in California. She was stressed out. You know, she paid $10,000 for an attorney and they weren't doing anything to help her. And so I just started learning the USC laws and the UCC laws, constitutional laws, how to file motions. I mean, that's when they had the AOL. You remember the AOL searches?
Not really. I was locked up then, but I remember hearing about them.
Yeah, like the big TVs, monitors for computers, you know, and it would go so slow, y'all. And then I started doing MySpace. I started learning, talking to different attorneys on MySpace and learning how, you know, they were fighting cases for criminal. And that's how I found a couple of different attorneys and started learning what they were doing and getting their motions and just building me like a team of attorneys so I could ask different questions. And within, I think about 3 months later, I was able to get them released. And from there, I said, well, this must be my calling. You know, they were there a whole year, no bond, no nothing. And we were able to walk them out the door.
Wow, that's very tremendous. And so you say before then you had no interest in law at all, huh?
No, not at all.
Wow, okay, yeah. That's very interesting. And so here, years later, you've gone to finally become a what is it, a professional attorney, I guess I should say?
Yes, private attorney. Yeah, I graduated from Seton Hall, University of New Jersey.
And say that again. I was talking and we couldn't quite hear. So you graduated from where?
Seton Hall University in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. And so far, how do you like being a lawyer?
I like it a lot. We have a good team, a system of the lawyers that went to school with. We have some here at North Carolina Central, so we're like activists and just making sure that we're changing laws and making, you know, things happen for our people, because especially in North Carolina, our people are in disparity. And so we're trying to make sure they have affordable housing, you know, rights to high-paying jobs, city jobs, county jobs, and what else? You know, just the things that we need to succeed in society, and that, you know, should be given to all races and not just to you know, it's still a lot of ghetto boy system down here in North Carolina.
When you say ghetto boy system, can you elaborate a little bit on that so we'll understand?
You know, not much for our kind.
Right.
Still in the 60s, like the 50s.
Wow. Huh? And so you specialize in expungements, and I think that's very important because, you know, sometimes it may take maybe 2 or 3 seconds, 10 minutes, or maybe even less for us to make a bad decision, and then that decision will sometimes alter or hinder the rest of our lives in terms of trying to get employment, being able to find housing. In the event of we are able to get our record expunged, that's extremely important in helping us move forward with our life. And so explain a little bit of that to us.
Well, not only that, but you forgot about grants. Let's talk about those who have their own businesses. We're trying to make people be more entrepreneurial. You can't get grants with felonies. So with having you having this record clear, you're now able to apply for state grants, city grants, county grants, and government grants, So and there's plenty of money out there. But with the record, you're not eligible. So I want to open that door for entrepreneurs so we can really, have this Black Wall Street again. Really is what it is, trying to just have our own.
That's definitely respectable. And so, how would a person, if they contact you, how would they go about getting their record expunged? And so, you shared with me earlier that it's extremely important for them to have their documents first, right?
Yes, we have a high profile case that we're working on. We're trying to get someone out who's been incarcerated for 40 years out of Nassau County, New York. So we are being real distinctive on who we select. I do have an assistant. I am prepared for high quality and a large amount of expungements. They don't take us that long to do because we have templates set up. We use the ex parte for disclosure of your criminal record. But it's very important to have your discovery because even if I do have to do a pleading for those who are currently on trial or awaiting trial, I need to be able to see the testimony so I can disseminate the testimony of the government, the testimony of the police, any snitches or witnesses. I need to be able to see all evidence so I can know exactly how to defend that.
Right. And then, so in the event that it goes through, for those interested, how long does the actual process take, possibly?
It's about 30 days process. In North Carolina, California is about 45. But now the good thing, if you are in Washington, Washington has their own expungement team here. And North Carolina is probably going to be a little bit sooner too. I've seen 3 weeks in North Carolina because now congratulations to us that have been working so hard out here. We have the new prison reform and act that was signed by our governor yesterday. So they're going to be doing much more about cleaning these records so people can have different opportunities for advancement.
And congratulations. And so, as you shared with me earlier, you said that's something that you worked on personally yourself and spent a lot of your personal time and money trying to invest in that to have that overturned.
Yes, sir. I would send out certified mails. I would send writ of habeas corpuses asking for release. Because, like I said, we have one lady we're fighting for. She's been in county jail, okay, county jail for 4.5 years, and has not been convicted or has not been released on bond or pretrial. So that's something we're definitely trying to get this lady home. Miss Quinella. She's in Wake County. She has an awesome story, you guys. Quinella Nelson. Definitely check her out. She has an awesome story. And this was just nothing but a CPS case, Child Protective Service case. They got this lady sitting in there for 4.5 years.
Wow. And and
Yeah.
so and so once again, explain some of these new laws to us. And then once again, you guys also be sure to keep in mind her services are nationwide. So that means regardless of what state that you were in, regardless of what state you may have been convicted in, she definitely can help you and get your record expunged. And so you was explaining to me earlier too that upon certain expungements, individuals are allowed to get their gun rights back.
Correct. We have the new Penal Code 1109 and Penal Code 1170, excuse me. Those two are resentencing. So they're going to go back and expel all your felonies in the last 6 years, okay? So you no longer have that. With the racial justice system, they were knowing that sentencing off your past record, and that was why you were getting longer sentences. They were using um, peers, jury, excuse me. They were using juries that were not of your peers. So they felt like you weren't given the fair rights. You were asked to take a plea bargain when it was not, eligible, when you could have possibly just gotten probation. So they have this new Racial Justice Act. This is a federal act of 745. We have the gang supremacy. So I know we have a lot of gangbangers in California. So if they had you would say that you were on the hierarchy as a heavy hitter or, a commander, that now is going to be able, if you are currently incarcerated, these apply to you if you're incarcerated, if you are awaiting trial, or you have been you're out, but you need expungement. So the gang sentencing reform, the racial justice 745, the penal code 1109, and the penal code 1170. I want you guys to go look those up. Knowledge is power. So anything up to six of your felonies, that could be guns, murder. Oh, also in California they have the SB 1147. So that means if you and I, me, 16, me, Chill, and Stone, right? We all go and we commit a murder. I'm sorry, a robbery. Chill and I decide to shoot this clerk, right? Chill never did it, but I did. I shot the clerk. Okay, so now with this new law, SB 1437, Chill Chill's sentence can be resentenced. He can be go for resentencing or exoneration because he did not pull the trigger, as well as the getaway driver Stone. Stone was the getaway driver. He now can go up for resentencing. So this law is big for murder, for all our major crimes. So when it comes to these gun laws, that's your question. Just imagine John Gotti can now get his gun license back.
And
So
so
I want you to understand how deep this is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chill.
no, you go ahead and sorry about that. And so once again, you guys, what she said is extremely important because I've ran across several people like that myself who was sentenced to basically a murder, even though they didn't commit a murder. And so to my understanding of that law is as long as your intention was never to go there and commit a murder, you can be your sentence can be changed. I had a female friend who I met in the county jail. She drove her boyfriend and a few of his friends to go rob a store. She was just the driver. They went in the store, as you said. They ended up shooting and killing the store clerk, and she ended up doing somewhere around 26, 27 years because she was sentenced to that murder, even though she sat in the car as a driver. So what Miss Mitchell is explaining now, if you or one of your loved ones was sentenced under a situation similar to that, they can have those murder charges removed. So that's extremely important.
And you can go home, not just remove. We sending these. My goal with this mission is to have these people go home. As many of people I can get to get out of there and come home to their family. That's my goal.
Now, let me ask you, because you mentioned something earlier, Miss Mitchell. Excuse me. You mentioned that if a person was convicted of murder, he still could have his record expunged and have his gun
Yes,
rights back.
yes, 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 yes. That is
Well,
correct.
that's very important, you guys. Because like me and my situation now, right? Um, of course, I went to prison when I was young. I made some horrible, tremendous mistakes, but I'll say now that as the world seems crazier and crazier, we get more mature. Sometimes, at least being able to have a weapon, at least in your home for protection, sometimes is extremely important. A lot of times we see on these ring cameras, you have people um crazy on drugs sometimes will approach a person's home and for whatever reason try to kick the door in and stuff. So now as a person that's older and mature, seeing how the world is, it is important sometimes to be able to have some sort of protection for your house only if you need it. um
Now, even if you're in transit, understand this: you can be a felon and have the gun in the car, as long as it's registered to your wife's name or in the trunk. But the wife has to be in the car, and the glove compartment has to be locked. So, what we're doing with that is we're going to end these felon by gun, and we're going to end this cheating because you're going to be with your wife.
right. And so you mentioned something to me earlier, Miss Mitchell, that seems to be a tactic lately of a lot of DAs bringing RICO charges up. You were saying something earlier to me about if you happen to be caught up in a RICO case or convicted of a RICO, you was speaking of sometimes you have a remedy for those things as well.
Right, that's that gang resentencing. That's that gang resentencing law. That law is going to say anybody who was in that RICO or they said you were accomplice and you had your co-defendant snitched on you. That's what's going to apply to you with that. That's we can go for resentencing or exoneration with that. Yes, sir.
Right. And then also
Mm.
did I don't know if we covered this. You had mentioned the Racial Justice Act 745.
Right, and that goes along with the SB 81, saying that okay, we knew that it wasn't a jury of our peers. We knew that the DA was corrupt, and he wanted us to make a statement against ourselves and take a plea. We knew that the cop was corrupt, And then let me take it a step further, moving forward, because things are getting so crazy now. If you feel like you're driving and you've been assaulted, you're been racially profiled by a cop. Please stop, give them their information, let them know what you do for work. Hey, this is what I do for work. I'm a father. I'm not causing any trouble. I would like to get my ticket and go, because we can deal with them on the back end. They have something that's called the Brady Law. If you feel that you were done wrong by a police officer, you can put them on the Brady Law, and they can no longer take an oath far as testifying in court. And then you can take them civilly. This is the thing. When you feel like you've been wrong, you can go civilly and sue. Okay. But that's the way we need to handle things now. We have to change things as our people and not just be so outraged and abrupt with these police. Be calm, cool, and collected, because at the end you can win. Ooh, I like that.
Right.
I'm gonna be the new Johnny Captain, y'all.
That's definitely better. And let's also talk quickly about I know in California they have something that's called ban the box, and so it prevents your future employee from going back. If you haven't been convicted of a crime in the last 7 years, it prevents your future employee from initially holding that against you. So can you speak about that a little, please?
Yes, just what you said. Not only that, but as well as of housing. They can no longer, whatever your charges were in the last 7 years, if you served your time, all your fines are paid, and your probation is ended and completed, your employer is going to seal your record. Your employer no longer can go back and look 7 years into your past and to make an adjustment if they like to decide to hire you or not. So you don't have to. You can be a free man. Our thing is now is all second chances. Just think about it like that. The government has now passed all these bills so that people can have second chances. You're no longer who you were. We shedding our skin. Think of it like that.
And all those things are extremely important, Ms. Mitchell. And I thank you for coming on and sharing this information. Is there anything else that you would like to say, and also let everybody know where they can reach you at?
Right, on my Instagram is Dividend Queen. If I'll keep it in the comments when Chill puts it up, but DIVIDEN and then Queen. That's the best way to reach me. I'm also going to, if you have questions, definitely come onto his page. I'm going to do like question and answer. So everybody is aware of, the new laws. Definitely look them up. I'm going to repeat them one more time for everybody. It's the Penal Code 1170, Penal Code 1109, the Racial Justice Act of 745, the Gang Sentencing Reform, and the SB 81. So if you have someone that's locked up, please reach out to me. Make sure you have what, Chill?
Your documents prepared already. She mentioned to me earlier too that you can drop those files to her for free in box.com, but you must already have your documents, so that way she'll know how to proceed and what you were charged with, so on and so forth. She's extremely busy, so it's best that you have your documents prepared already so she can get everything started.
Awesome. Well, I thank you all. I'm definitely able to be reached, and like I said, I have an assistant, so we know what we can take on, and we have availability. But the slots are filling fast.
And do you have a phone number they can reach you at?
I will just because the way we're moving, you can go on. If you click the link in my bio though on the Instagram, you can make an appointment and we can get on a Google Meet. So that's why I'm just trying to keep it like that. Because again, I'm trying to get this man home. He hasn't seen his family in 40 years.
Right. And
I am available, but I just don't want to have 20-minute conversations on things I really can't assist with.
Right.
You get what I mean? When I can do it between 3 and 5 on Eastern Standard Time with an appointment. You get what I mean?
Right. And I'll definitely share your link or your IG on the screen here. And so once again, thank you, Ms. Mitchell, for all this information. Everybody that's out there, if this situation pertains to you, or or you have a loved one who this situation pertains to, definitely look her up. It's extremely important. A person having their record expunged, being able to find work, really helps a person from returning or potentially returning to a negative lifestyle, because we all at the end of the day have to eat. We have to feed ourselves. And when you're able to do it legally, it's nothing like that. Me being a former criminal, not having to look over my back, worry about the police every day is definitely a blessing. So once again, thank you, Ms. Mitchell, for your knowledge. Thank you for all your help and information. And for everybody that works with you, thank you.
We love y'all. We're gonna bring the brothers home. Thank you so much, Chill.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.